Greetings, blessings, and good fortune, everybody. It's another Thursday. Yes. It's another Thursday. Not only is it another Thursday, but we have a new, and I dare say, improved president from last show. Yes. Now, as you can see, I am not in the KCYP 97.7, the city studios today. Okay. Now, you decide, okay? You decide. You make the decision. The internet goes out. Every other place, every other office in the place gets internet back. But 97.7 KCYP, the city, doesn't. What do you think about that? Something's up. Anyway, I digress, okay? So we're going out on, Joe Martinez's Facebook. We're going out on 97.7 KCYP, the city. We're going out on Bitcoin Otter's Facebook and YouTube channel. Also, Christopher Otts. That's me. Yours truly. So let me get, ladies and gents, if I were to tell you, hey, we got a lot to talk about, what an understatement. What a complete understatement that would be. Let me see what we got in the chats here. Okay. Looks like we're running up and we're okay. We're okay. I can see it. We've got visibility, if you will. Now, let me see if I can get this a little bit, edit that, and I think we're good. We got a private chat here. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if I want to go there. Anyway, ladies and gents, before we go into the greatness and the bigness and all that good stuff that we have. First, in case you're wondering, okay, I have two things behind me. Well, more than that, but two things behind me that were gifted to me. I think you may or may not have seen it, depending on how far back you follow the Bitcoin Otter show. Okay, this here is a handmade wooden wave of a masterpiece, right? Jim O'Rourke built this for me, okay? So he's got the otter down here, right, with the Bitcoin. See that? And then he's got the American flag and the Texan flag right there. See, it's, as you can see, the glare and so forth. But there it is. Then my sister, Sue, she got me this one, okay? And she taught me something. She taught me a lot of things, right? But recently she taught me that male otters are called dogs. Didn't know it. So instead of calling this the otter's den, this is now the otter's doghouse. Even though the otter hasn't hung up these things yet. But that is forthcoming. Anyway, thank you. If you're interested in something similar, of your own, please contact me. I'll give you their contact information, depending on where it is they want to. You might be able to stop that. Anyway, where it is, contact me. I'll get you in contact with them. All right? Okay. Now, ladies and gents, if you're watching Bitcoin, it's been hovering pretty low. Hey, you're welcome, Sue. And a good hello to Dad and Jim also. So, Sue, type in there your company name so everybody can see it, and any contact info you want to give out. If not, I'll get with you later. And I'll put out what you would like me to put out to any people who would inquire about your handicraft. So Bitcoin earlier today was $103,400 for one Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Okay, understand that. You don't have to buy a whole one. Silver, $30.70. Okay, all right. Gold, $2,763 for 1 ounce of gold. Yeah. And the average mortgage rate for people who unfortunately must buy a home, because I can't think anybody would really volunteer to buy a home with these rates. The 30-year rate is 7.11. The 15-year rate, 6.39. So thank you, Sue. Heartofthewood.com. She also does web hosting. You can get with her. She's good. And if it wasn't for me, she'd have a great Bitcoin Otter website going. My fault she doesn't. Anyway, This is out of Bitcoin.com. Brazilian oil giant Petrobras starts looking into Bitcoin mining. Why did this catch my attention? Well, let me read through real quick and I'll let you know. Petrobras is interested in Bitcoin mining as a complementary activity. Marcelo Curi, a blockchain and crypto architect at Petrobras, has stated that the company is researching this and other Web3 applications to reduce carbon emissions. Whether that is the truth or not, because I don't think hardly anything about carbon emissions is true. I have to say that they, Petrobras Oil, are pretty much, I would bet they're the tip of the spear. Why do I say that? Because when you have a corporation that is now becoming savvy in the ways of financing here in this, Bitcoin age, cryptocurrency, age of cryptocurrency, right? They know they need Bitcoin at some point or another. Now, why not mine it themselves? Why not mine it themselves? Right? I mean, there are reasons. Don't get me wrong. There are reasons why mining, especially for a small operation like you or me, Bitcoin would not be, I guess you could call it feasible, or maybe it wouldn't turn a profit, right? But for somebody who's willing to put the money into the chips and all that good stuff, air conditioning, especially in Brazil, it's probably pretty hot there. You want to make sure that you do it right. So basically what I'm getting at is I believe more, not necessarily oil giants, but any giant corporation, more of them are going to go along with the whole, hey, let's we'll mine Bitcoin. We'll buy some, we'll mine some, whatever. But the future's there, ladies and gents. The future's there. Watcher.guru says CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, for those of you who don't know the CME lingo, to launch XRP Sol, for short for Solana, futures trading on February 10th, if approved. I'm pretty sure it'll be approved. I'll go into why. Futures trading for Ripple, XRP, and Solana will go live on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange on February 10, pending regulatory approval. Now, the reason I say I believe it's going to be approved is because it will be yet another attempt, successful or not, I can't, guess, but another attempt to rig a market by the usual suspects. Yes. See, unlike Bitcoin, XRP, and Sol are not decentralized. To my knowledge, Sol is not decentralized. And I know XRP is not. I don't know a lot about Sol, but I doubt it's completely decentralized. Certainly not like Bitcoin. What does that mean? It means that Bitcoin doesn't have a board of directors. It doesn't have, owners, except for you and me, those of us that have some, but it doesn't have anybody to answer to. There's no third-party risk to you or me and our Bitcoin. It's just our Bitcoin and us. There should be a song. Me and my Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm very bad at anything musical, so I won't do that to you again. I'm sorry. Apologies. Anyway, also on Watcher.guru, thanks, Jim, for this one. 40 countries ready to abandon the U.S. dollar. Jeepers creepers. Only 40? You think? Only 40? I don't know. And Donald Trump's going to do something about that, right? We'll get into this later. But Donald Trump will do something about that, one way or the other, right? Cointelegraph. Trump signs executive order for working group on crypto. Now, we do know that Trump has said he wants the USA to be the cryptocurrency capital of the world. I think that would be really cool. Not only do I think it would be really cool, it could be lucrative to you, me, and other Americans. Now, it can also be lucrative to Canadians, Mexicans, Venezuelans, El Salvadorans, all kinds of different people. People are people, right? But if the predatory tax apparatus called the the IRS here in the United States, if it were to be regulated, controlled, limited, perhaps, I know they don't want that, but hey, that would be great, man. That would be great. But If that happens, can you imagine? Can you really imagine the economy after that? So what has he said about building the wall? Says Sue. I'm not sure what he said, but I believe he's allocating funds. So he's going to be continuing the construction of the wall. So there's a bunch out there, and we here in McAllen have no doubt about that. If you've gone south into Hidalgo or all along the river, you know that wall is intact and growing, thankfully. But as we all know, also because we are down here, that it's not entirely a wall. Okay, that's going to stop the people. You have to have border patrol agents. You have to have technology. Okay, and you can't have 1,000 people coming in at once. There's only so many people that can stop that, right? So we have apparently the DOD will be, in increased numbers on the border. All kinds of different stuff is going to go on. Of course, we're only today's the 23rd, so we're only in the third day of the second, or depending on where you stand or sit, third Trump administration. So all that to say that yes, Sue, he will be continuing to build the wall. So apparently, Biden tried to sell off all the bollards and the things that go in. The bollards are the big steel beams that get stuck in the cement and create the wall. Half the wall, half of it's cement on the bottom, and the other half is bollards on the top. But he didn't get to do it, so there's going to be more wall built. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? That's nice, yeah. So, this is a continuance here. Yeah, so this is the executive order for a work group, right? So this is an executive order from the president, according to Sachs. He's the guy running this whole crypto thing. The EO, executive order, established an internal working group to make America the world capital in crypto, with himself chairing the effort. Now, I don't know a lot about this guy, Sachs, but hopefully he's going to be able to market this. He's going to be able to, how would you say, legitimately and articulately voice the pros of crypto and listen to, the usual suspects, the banking cartels, give us all the cons. And they are cons, those people. Kansas bill aims to allocate 10% of retirement funds to Bitcoin ETFs. Wow. Well, some of you who are, maybe not so well initiated yet in Bitcoin might say, wow, isn't that risky, Otter? That's a risky move, having your retirement account in Bitcoin. Oh, really? Oh, really? What do you call having retirement in Social Security, if not risky? What do you call having your retirement wrapped up in a 401k that is wrapped up in the Wall Street casino? I submit that is risky. Okay. Now, just because Bitcoin is the new guy in the block doesn't necessarily mean that it's crazy to have your, how would you say, your 401k, your retirement account in. I myself, not a financial advisor, but I am willing to say with transparency that part of my retirement account is in a Bitcoin index. It follows the Bitcoin. It's not real Bitcoin, so it's not completely legit. It's still it's numerated in the US dollar. So it's not real Bitcoin. It's not the real deal. No. So if you want the real deal, of course, get in touch with me. I'll help you out with that if you're still not into it but want to get into it. First thing that I always have to say is, yes, Bitcoin's $103,000, $104,000 per one Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Okay. Most people that have gotten into the space know this already, but again, and I did too, in the beginning, when you don't really, you don't know up from down or wherever, as far as Bitcoin goes, might think, wow, it's so expensive, but it sounds expensive now, but wait till you see where it's going. Anyway, 10% of retirement funds into Bitcoin ETFs. So that's the Kansas bill. Kansas State Senator Greg Bowser introduced a bill to invest up to 10% of public employee retirement funds into spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs. Bowser introduced Senate Bill 34, which seeks to authorize the Kansas Public Employees Retirement System, KPERS, to invest a portion of its retirement fund in Bitcoin. Hooray, hooray for Mr. Bowser. And those recipients, let me just go through this real quick. And this is just 1 year because I'm not going to go back into this miasma of statistics. But let me give you 1 year. Let me give you a for instance. Not that long ago, in fact, a few days. 2024, January. Bitcoin was $33,000, ladies and gentlemen. $33,000 could get you a whole Bitcoin in January of 2024. It's January of 2025. And what was that number I just mentioned? 103, nearly $104,000. 1 year separation, ladies and gentlemen. Would you maybe want that in your retirement fund? Not to mention, if you do research, and you would like some perhaps links on where to look, please hit me up on Bitcoin Otter at secure.com, SEKUR, Bitcoin Otter at secure.com. I'll set you straight. Or on Facebook if you want, whatever you're watching this on right now. So what I'm getting at is this. It's a good thing. In my opinion, again, not a guy, certainly don't have a tie, not a guy who's a financial advisor. I'm just not. I'm not going to apologize for that. I've chosen other things to do in my life. I'm not a financial advisor. I am just a guy. That's all. I'm a guy that would like to show you some things that can help you in your future if you so choose to do. And you don't have to pay me for it. Anyway, crypto news. Silk Road creator Ross Ulbricht is free. President Trump signs unconditional pardon. Ross Ulbricht, ladies and gentlemen, let me read this first from the article from Crypto News, was sentenced to life in prison in 2015 without the option of parole for his ties to the infamous dark web marketplace. Silk Road is what it was called. People were buying and selling ugly things, drugs, and unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, they were also selling beautiful things against their will. Children, I hear. It's going on right now. I don't know if you knew this or not, sadly. That kind of thing goes on right now. If you'd like to, you can look up the Wayfair, WAYFAIR scandal. Yeah, you can look that one up. You want links, whatever, just let me know. But ladies and gentlemen, these sick things happen. Now, this guy, Ross Ulbricht, he opened up a forum, okay? And he thought that you should be able to trade cryptos peer-to-peer without government interference. How dare he, said the government, as it interfered in his life, arrested him and put him away for life. So they thought. In comes the freedom president, Donald Trump, and pardoned him. Yeah. Trump had called Ross Ulbricht's mother to inform her that he had signed a full and unconditional pardon for her son. I just called the mother of Ross William Ulbricht to let her know that in honor of her and the libertarian movement which supported me so strongly, it was my pleasure to have just signed a full and unconditional pardon of her son Ross. Trump wrote on Truth Social. Yeah. So, again, you might hear certain things in the media, and if you're listening to the Mockingbird media, it'll be ugly things about Ross Ulbricht. But if you look a bit harder, you'll find that he did not deserve what they did to him. The currency analytics, okay? The currency analytics is new to me, so I still thought that this was very interesting. The SEC's closed meeting under Mark Uyeda and Ripple lawsuit update. So apparently they're closing the doors on this hearing, okay? Meeting, they call it, right? So as you know, I have promoted, maybe not promoted in the sense that I make any money off of it, I don't. But I have told you about XRP and why I believe it's, I think it's going to be a success. Great. It already is a success. So let's see if it just goes wild. We'll see. We don't know. But apparently the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, the one that the not so great Gary Gensler, okay, resigned from or was ousted from. It should be both. If he has any self-respect, he would resign, but I don't know that he does have that. He's a wiener. Anyway, this closed door session comes shortly after the court ruling in the case between the SEC and Ripple, which has been a central topic in the cryptocurrency world for several years. In a recent decision, Judge Analisa Torres ruled that certain distributions of XRP, the cryptocurrency native to the Ripple network, do not qualify as securities. Now, it's a big deal to the SEC about whether something is a security or not. To you and me, it just means that, well, hey, you know what? We can invest in this and maybe make some money, maybe lose some money, but let's do it. We're free. No, you're not, according to the SEC. You are not free. They rule, they reign over your life, according to them. This, ladies and gentlemen, will be a tip for the week. Again, I am not by any means a financial advisor. But what I want to do is I want to help you notice some things you might want to look at if you want to invest in these things. Full disclosure, I put a couple $100 on this myself, and it's doing well. Anyway, the Economic Ninja was the one that turned me onto this. So I'm not stealing anybody's thunder. I'm not claiming anybody else's work for my own. The Economic Ninja, hit him up on YouTube. You'll like his stuff. He's got a newsletter for those of you guys who like to read. He'll send it to you via email. The Economic Ninja recommended the XCN Onyx. It's called coin, and it's definitely on the rise. This is out of Economic Ninja and me. In fact, it's 7-day rise. Listen to this, guys. In the last 7 days, and I checked this today, so it includes today. In the last 7 days, it is almost at 350%. So it's 348, something like that. 348% as, I was doing the show prep. 348% rise in 7 days. Does that mean it's going to keep going? I hope so. I'm no, prophet, if you will. But with the X in front of it, it denotes that it's a financial coin, okay? So XCN is a Web3 blockchain infrastructure that enables organizations to build better financial services from the ground up. Onyx Coin is the protocol's governance and utility token, which governs, I got this off the website, by the way, their website. XCN, Onyx Coin, okay? Look on Coin Market Cap and put in XCN, and you'll get the data that I'm about to tell you right now. If you want to look deeper, there's more stuff there. XCN has a finite total of 48 billion tokens, 23 billion of which is in circulation. That means something. I'll tell you what I think it means. It means that there's a lot more to come out. So it is risky, okay? Because there's also ways to look at who's holding these things. Jody, good to see you. You bought 1,000 worth this morning and hold 96,000 tokens, up 112. Are you serious, Jody? Holy cow. Good for you, man. That is awesome. Man, that is awesome. That is so cool. I'm so happy for you. Man. Now it makes, I wish I would have put more in. But hey, sometimes you just don't have dry powder. You know what I mean? But Jody, I'm happy for you. I am not a financial advisor, but I learned from very smart people. Okay. And here's what I've learned. If you have a chance to take some profits, do it. Why? You get the victory. You win. You don't have to say, oh, crypto's beat me. No. When you have an opportunity, take some profit, right? Depending on your goals. You might have goals and, you might have, when it gets here, I'll sell this much. When it gets there, I'll sell this much more. And this much, I want to keep it. Like Bitcoin. You keep as much Bitcoin as you can because you can pass that on to your children. And I would believe it's going to be worth a lot more then. But wow, Jody, I am very happy for you. That is so cool. 112% since you bought it in this morning. That is so cool. More than doubled your money. That is so cool. And thanks for the feedback, because I really, really enjoy it when the things that I put out there for people to think about actually come back as a success for them. That is awesome. So to complete this brief analysis, it's currently listed at a 572.8, almost 573 million market cap. It's built like the centralized ETH. Okay, it's on the Ethereum network blockchain, and I got to tell you guys, I know you've probably, if you've watched this for any time, I've come off as a hater on the ETH blockchain. Not a hater, but I don't like the fees that were involved. But I'm being told, and since I did get a little bit of this XCN, also that it wasn't a big hit. They didn't whack like years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. I bought some Holo hot token, okay, and I bought like 26,000 of them. They were really small market cap, but anyway, small price. 26,000 of them, like 18 or 19,000 made it back to my wallet. It was discouraging, but it wasn't the case this time. So ETH is definitely getting better in its fee schedule. So 573 million market cap is not a lot. This means basically, one, that you're getting in fairly new, at fairly pretty much at the beginning. Two, it means that it's got a lot of room to grow. So it's connected to Chain. Okay, it's another blockchain network. And Chain's launch of an AI tool for smart contract developers exclusively accessible with XCN is expected to drive significant adoption and growth of the token. XCN, that is. XCN is being built on Onyx Coin for a peer-to-peer decentralized lending platform. Check this out, guys. Check this out. I want you to listen to this, and I'm going to go a little bit into its application and its real world usefulness for you. So this Onyx Coin, XCN, is enabling institutions like BlackRock and JP Morgan. We don't want to enable them. I know, but bear with me. To lend fiat against cryptocurrencies as a tax-free strategy. Now you might be thinking, Otter, what do you mean by that? Why would somebody want to borrow fiat using their cryptos as collateral? Well, two big reasons. One is, if you receive a loan, you don't pay income tax on a loan. It's a loan, it's not income, right? So the strategy is this. You tell me, is it risky? Yeah, it's risky. But let's use Bitcoin for an example. I just told you, in January 24, Bitcoin was $33,000 for a coin. January 2025, today, it's $103,000, $104,000 for a coin. So let's say, and we'll just say this, we'll posit this, we'll propose this, that you borrow $33,000 on your one Bitcoin. Let's say you have a Bitcoin in January of 24. You borrow $33,000 and you do whatever you want to do with it. You pay your bills, you pay up your whole mortgage for the year, so you don't have to pay it. You pay your vehicle insurance, you pay your property tax, whatever you want to do with that $33,000. Okay. Then you, at the end of the year, take a $66,000 loan out on your Bitcoin, which is now at $104,000 of value, right? And you pay off your 33 and you got 33 more. You're getting the picture now. You're getting the picture, right? So this money is not taxed. So you're paying down your house, you're paying down perhaps credit, you're paying down whatever. And here's the second great thing about this. You're not selling your Bitcoin. You're not selling your Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the traditional way of thinking of retirement. Your retirement money has to last you until you die, right? So you count your money and your expenses, assets, liabilities, debts, right? You count these up and you kind of try numbers. How long am I going to live? I want to live long. but I don't want to outlive my money. But what it assumes is you're spending your nest egg the whole way down until you get to whatever year you die. We got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a choice. Okay. We have a choice as to where we're going to live after we leave this body, but we don't have a choice about leaving this body. We got to leave. We got to, it's like an eviction notice. Hopefully it won't be too soon, but it will happen. So that is I don't know if it's just American or not, but it's the worldly tradition, and has been for a long time, how retirement goes. You want to get enough money, save it as you work, so that when you don't work anymore or can't work anymore, you use that money up at a rate that's it's commensurate with your lifespan. So you don't spend it all at once in 1 year or 2 years, and then you got more life than you have money. Is what I'm getting at. Now, that is perhaps we'll call that the old way. The new way is with a deflationary currency, a deflationary asset, such as Bitcoin. Okay. It can carry you through year by year. Okay. So you get a loan 1 year. Yeah, the Bitcoin's going to dip, whatever. There might be some portions of that year, maybe a margin call, if you will, meaning, oh, wait a minute, the Bitcoin took a little dip. You might have to pay some back. So you got to be smart about it. Could you imagine having to be smart with finances? In some ways, it's un-American. At least it's not governmental. Jody says, XCN about to break 3 cents, 200% profit. Yes. Like I said, and let me give you full disclosure here. I'm going to look into my trust wallet. I didn't go in nearly the way you did, Jody. I admire your moxie, if you will. I went in with $250, and it's now $598. 2 days ago. I think that's pretty good. Is that going to happen every day? No. Are we guaranteed to get more and more and more? No, we're not guaranteed. Can it go back down? Yes. But the fact of the matter is, if you listen to smart people, and I'm not saying me, okay? I would say that the economic ninja is a very smart guy, okay? But he's pretty humble about it too, I'm not smart and humble. I'm just trying to be humble. But he is literally a millionaire. Literally. I'm nowhere close. But I will say that it feels good to do something, that earns money. You say earn. I didn't work. No sweat come off this brow. But I'll tell you, it feels really good as a wage slave like me and like many of you. We work for that money. We trade our time for money. And the money always seems a little bit less than the life we spend to receive it. But now, you see, this whole cryptocurrency thing, if you play it right, okay, you too can make your money work for you. It's possible. Jody and I can tell you the same thing right now because we're doing it. Again, can it go south on us? Yes, it can go south. However, if one or both of us were to sell the initial amount, we'd be playing with house money, right? Not to say that I won't or that Jody won't. We don't know. If you gambling, I'm sure, Jody, you did not put in rent money. That was not rent money. My $250 on XCN was not the rent money. I'm not going to need that. I'm not going to need to pony up on the first of the month. Okay, please don't do that. Right? Anyway, that's great to hear. So the whole thing about you borrowing off of your assets, your deflationary assets like Bitcoin, and I'm now let me make sure this is clear. XCN, the Onyx coin, is not a deflationary asset. I don't know a lot about it. The reason I know that the Bitcoin is deflationary is because it only has a finite 21 million, right? Now, yes, XCN has a finite, but there is a board of directors There are people that are guiding it down the pathway of success. Okay, it has these people, whereas Bitcoin, perhaps, it's debatable how many people were guiding the Bitcoin, but now it's all over. It's all over. It's got no boss, which is great. In fact, it has many bosses. All those people that mine Bitcoin, that have a node for Bitcoin where the transactions pass through their computer, they have a vote to one degree or another, depending on how many nodes they own. They have a vote as to what happens with Bitcoin. So that is a great security feature. Great security. And again, it's deflationary because it's working against failures, like the US Federal Reserve note is a failure. Now, it's not a failure for the Federal Reserve. In fact, it's a great success for those thieves. Okay? They have devalued this currency by 98, 99% since they took us off the gold standard, since 1913. It's just crazy. It's crazy that we tolerate this. But some of us are looking in a better direction. Anyway, this is off of X, in the Matrix. Oh, wow. Man, this time's going fast. I'm loving this. Thanks for joining in there, Jody and Sue. I can't see any else. Hopefully, if someone's there, they're able to pop up. I think I could see just about everyone, but as far as all the channels are on. But in the Matrix says, Pulitzer Prize winning, meaning he's supposed to be good. Cartoonist Darren Bell, he hates Trump. Oh, the vicious cartoons he drew about Trump. Vicious. They were ugly. The things that he had Trump doing were ugly. Whose work appeared in the Washington Post, Compost, and other newspapers, was arrested for child pornography. Yeah. You're going to see this, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see this more and more. The people that scream the loudest are the most guilty. The people that have the largest TDS scalability, Trump derangement syndrome, those are the ones. Those are the ones that are going to move out of the country because Trump. Guilty. Sue says, did you hear about the hoopla of Elon Musk on X? Ooh, describe hoopla. There's always hoopla. Was it his supposed Nazi salute or something like that? That other X visionaries put up all the other politicians that had done the same thing? I don't know if that's what you're referring to. This is also on X. End wokeness. The ATF was just caught rebranding their chief diversity officer to chief officer to circumvent President Trump's order. Time to clean house all of it. Yes, the ATF needs to go. Just like Javier Milei says, afuera! Takes the little things, afuera! Man, I wish I had that guy's hair. You know what? I should get like a filter and I'll put his hair on me next time we do the show. Sue says yes. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't see the whole thing, but he put his arm out. Whatever arm he put out, I don't know which one was the salute. But anyway, they are grasping at straws. Sore losers grasping at straws. The White House. President Trump orders historic transparency. JFK, RFK, and MLK files to be declassified. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how deep it's going to go, and I don't know if any files will be held back. But I would like to say this, and I may have said this before. We still have the blood of the Kennedys on our hands, especially John F. Kennedy. He was our president. Yes, Robert F. Kennedy was the attorney general. But our president, our very president, was killed. And we believe that shuck and jive show that they gave us. Those lying sons of Lee Harvey Oswald did not kill our president. One bullet did not kill our president. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, there are many, many people who can contribute to this conspiracy theory. Real evidence, some of them firsthand, right? Some of them firsthand. And I've heard them in interviews. So Donald Trump says, this is a big one. A lot of people have been waiting for this for years, for decades. Everything will be revealed, he says. We will see. Charlie Kirk on X says, 204 Democrats just voted against a bill to give life-saving treatment to babies who survive abortions. 204. Unbelievable, says Charlie Kirk. Charlie, what's unbelievable about that? We know who they are. We know who they are. We know who they represent. And we know that their God with a little g loves killing children. Yeah. Yeah. We know who they are. 204. So the baby, maybe survived the vacuum cleaner that got stuck into the... I'm not going to get into too much of that, but I'll tell you what. We will all have to answer someday for our decisions here on Earth. Let me leave it at that. Shadow of Ezra on X. President Donald Trump has officially revoked Mike Pompeo's security protection. Oh, what a shame. This move comes less than 24 hours after Trump revealed Pompeo blocked the release of the JFK files during his first administration. Pompeo has also been accused of playing a key role in plotting the he had a little asterisk there, assassination of Julian Assange. He is a traitor and should never be granted a security protection again, says Shadow of Ezra. I'll tell you right now. As this time goes on, I don't know how many of these X posts I'm able to say on Facebook, because at some point they're gonna haul me to the Facebook jailer or whatever they call it. But the fur is gonna fly, ladies and gentlemen. The fur is gonna fly, and it ain't gonna be the otter's fur. I want to, for all of you that are watching, thank you for tuning in. And I know I got a lot last week. Well, by the way, we are getting throttled down. Facebook is really coming down on us. We, as you know, we would have a ton of comments and stuff like that by now. Also, normally on a Friday to a Saturday after this show, I'll have 300, maybe even 400 views. They're on like 200 some last week. And I know that a lot of people can't watch this live. So thank you for watching it and commenting even after the show airs. But Shadow of Ezra and things like that are going to have to perhaps be a little edited by me. Speaking of edited, I'm going to go into an editorial here. This is a valid question, everybody. A valid question. Please go away with your opinion. Shoot with your opinion. What do you think? Literally, I want to know what you think. What was the impetus for Melania Trump, and I got a couple ideas of my own, to wear the V for Vendetta outfit at the inauguration? Did you guys see that? That was so cool, man. She's got the brim of that cap down. You couldn't even see her eyes, man. I could imagine the lasers she was shooting. So here's a couple things, possibilities. How about this one? Satisfaction that her husband was going to fire everyone who raided her home. Yeah. Remember, the scum went into her home, her underwear drawer, whatever they did, right? They had it televised. You think that was a coincidence that the mainstream media was out front of Mar-a-Lago? Federal agents looking around, making sure nobody was coming to defend the president. Yeah, he's the president. It's disgusting. They were desperate to find out what he had. They weren't there for classified. I mean, maybe technically they were there for classified information. They were just there to find out if he had the dirt on them. They knew that he declassed all of those documents before they put them in neat little piles and took photos. I'm surprised they didn't use crayon to explain those photos. It's just amazing the lengths that these criminals will go to. So here's another one. Perhaps she dressed that way knowing she would look better than every other woman there, regardless of what she wore. That's the fact. You know, the first time she was in the White House, the mainstream media, the mockingbird media, if you will, oh, they hated the fact that she was beautiful. They hated that. Okay. So what do? They snubbed her. Big Mike was everywhere. Everywhere. Right? Shoulders bigger than mine. Right? Big Mike was everywhere. All the magazines, all the interviews, the talk shows. In fact, Big Mike was on the Ellen Show. Do you remember that? Big Mike showed a little bit more coming out in those pants than he would have liked. I'll tell you, that Ellen Show was a real a bit of exposure, if you will. Okay, or perhaps Melania Trump wore that V for Vendetta outfit at the inauguration because she says, something like, hey, now it's our turn, bitches. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. Maybe she was saying, you know what? We're coming. We're coming. We are patriots. We love America. We love America. And we're going to take it back. Sue says, apparently society doesn't always grow beyond high school. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, in the movies and mainstream media, the FBI is the most vaunted investigatory agency in the world. But in reality, and don't get me wrong, I know some FBI agents, okay? I know them personally. Good people, hard workers. They want to do good things. They want to arrest bad guys. But we're not talking about the rank and file here. We're talking about the top. I don't know how high, okay? But I would imagine that at a certain level, probably not too high in the FBI, you've got to start showing signs of compromise so that you can rise through the ranks and become the top dog, right? Like the corrupt top dogs that have been in there. Ray, W-R-A-Y, right? Scum. Zero Hedge. Judge blocks Trump's birthright citizenship order. Why, of course. You'll never guess where he's from. You'll never guess where he presides. That's sarcasm, by the way. That's sarcasm. U.S. District Judge John Cohenauer, after hearing in Seattle, that's in any government agency, says Sue. Yeah, it just seems to be very weighted in the FBI because it does the dirty work of the political parasites. So this guy from Seattle said he issued a temporary restraining order that prohibits the Trump administration for 14 days from enforcing Trump's order, which the president signed hours after taking office on Monday. This is a blatantly unconstitutional order, Cohenauer told a lawyer with the U.S. Justice Department during the hearing. Now, I'm not a judge, certainly not in Seattle. I would hate to be in Seattle, much less be a judge in Seattle. That would mean I would be I won't go this far. I would be very much opposite of who I am today. So there are documents from the 1800s regarding this 14th Amendment, okay, and how it was never intended to imply that someone who was here legally with a legal status and was under the jurisdiction of United States laws, like a lawfully allowed permanent resident would be, okay, someone like that intended to stay here in the United States, that person, if that person has a child, that child will be a United States citizen by birthright, okay? However, someone whose status in the United States is illegal was never intended to be rewarded with a child who will then gain monetary income from you and me in the form of Social Security, giveaways, food stamps, whatever it is. That was never intended. By no means. By no means. So, in fact, it is constitutional, Mr. Cohenauer. Yes, it is constitutional because I say so, and so does the Constitution. That's why. So there. This is from the Gateway Pundit. President Trump signs executive order to declassify. Oh, we already went there. Everything will be revealed, he said. Everything will be revealed. And the last thing we have today, ladies and gents, is also from the Gateway Pundit. And this is classic, and it's great, in my opinion. It's great. Donald Trump went to Davos. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything about the World Economic Forum, you know it is ultimately, insidiously corrupt and evil. All those things wrapped up in a black miasma of foulness, fecal foulness. All the above is Davos and the World Economic Forum. And its head, Klaus Schwab. So Donald told Klaus to his face, and to the rest of the Davos crowd, climate agendas are scrapped, the Paris Accord terminated, and high tariffs are imposed. Biatches. In front of them. I think he did it virtually. But the fact remains, Donald Trump told them what we all have wanted to tell him and them. Get off our ass. Get off of us. Get the hell out of here with your crap. We're not going to pay you anymore. We're taking these crooked Republicans and Democrats to task here. You're not getting our money there. That's basically what he meant. And that's basically what he's going to do. On behalf of us, because he works for us, right? Supposedly, that's the way it's supposed to work. The other guy didn't. The other guy just filled diapers. You know, being a little sarcastic, but at the same time, I'm not wrong, am I? Ask the Pope. All right. We got 5 more minutes. Any other conversations? If not, I will sign off because I delivered my message. Oh, one more thing. Okay. We are blessed. We as a nation, we as individuals are blessed. And we always need to remember. I had a conversation with my daughter about this today. Whenever we think things are going bad, just know that someone else has it worse. And at this point, I'm thinking of the family of the Border Patrol agent that was killed in Vermont. I didn't know him. Some people that I know knew him. But he was shot and killed by one of those bad guys that Donald Trump is talking about, and that we're always talking about, right? Illegal alien, shot and killed him in the neck. So a prayer goes out. Hey, Dana, how you doing? Good to see you coming in, talking about our fallen brother. And may he rest in peace, and may his family be comforted by you, Lord, and your Holy Spirit in this time, in this sad, sad time. So, for some people, this is real. This is real. So, what I would like to say is, God bless you. God bless your families. May he bless our country. When we say, and we like to do this as Americans, that we are the best country, it's not because, well, I'm here, or even that you're here. I mean, we're part of it, right? We try to be. But it's because God is here. God was in the very formation of our nation. Yeah. There's revisionists, the historical revisionists want to, just brush that out. But the fact of the matter is that our country is built on biblical principles, Christian principles. No, it's not a Christian nation. And as a secular government, one might argue that it shouldn't be. Tom, good to see you. We talked about that, Tom. We talked about that. Yeah. So JFK, RFK, MLK? We're going to find out. We're going to find out what happened. What I mean, we know to an extent, right, that the only stories that cannot be true are the official ones, right? Those are the ones we know for 100% fact are lies. The conspiracy theories, well, there might be truth here and there, and they might somehow, mesh, especially in the case of the Kennedys, right? I mean, I could go on and on, but we're a little bit pressed for time. I like to keep the show to an hour. You are all very gracious enough um, to listen to me for an hour, and thank you for contributing. Tom, I have not talked to you in so long, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Anytime, hit me up on Facebook or whatever. I'll we'll get in touch. Haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you are well. I hope your family's well. That's one of the good things about Facebook. You get to reconnect with people. I don't like obviously their management, right, Zuck, but to see you and just to see you writing in, Tom, good thing, good things. So, with all the things that we've said and discussed in this show, I would like to leave it on a happy note, and that happy note means that we are going to put the future of our country, our family's future, our future, in the hands of God, Jesus Christ specifically, as He is, the King of Heaven, the King of Kings. So when I say that, I mean it. I'm not telling you to believe what I believe. You believe as you see fit. We have free will. I have just exercised mine to believe what I believe to be the truth. You do you. I'll do me. So what I would like to say and what I will say is, God bless you. God bless your families. Until next time, until we meet again, may you have blessings and prosperity. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, throw me stuff. If you want to talk about something specific and it's not coming up in the chat, throw me an email. BitcoinOtter@secure.com. SEKUR is secure. BitcoinOtter@SEKURsecure.com. Amen to you too, sister. Have a great day. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.